it's time to get vulnerable. Your leadership style is costing you money and you probably don't even realize it. I'm JC Chanowsky and I built $1 million business by learning this the hard way. Most business owners think leadership is about being nice, keeping people happy, and then avoiding conflict. Then they wonder why their team isn't performing and revenue stays flat. Here's the truth. If your team isn't driving revenue, you don't have an employee problem. You have a leadership problem. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it. Let me be clear about something. Leadership is not about being everyone's friend. It's not about making people comfortable. It's about getting results. And the moment you confuse those two things, you create a culture where mediocrity becomes acceptable, where people show up, do the minimum, and collect a paycheck, and your revenue reflects that. I see this all the time. Business owners hire people, avoid the conversations because they don't want to be the bad guy, and then 6 months later, they're frustrated because nobody is hitting their numbers. Here's what you need to understand. Your job as a leader is not to be liked. Your job is to set the standard, hold people to it, and create an environment where high performers thrive, because here's what happens when you lead like that. The right people step up, the wrong people step out, and your revenue starts moving. Now let's talk about expectations. Most teams underperform for one simple reason. They don't actually know what you expect from them. You think you've been clear. You think they should just know. But if you haven't defined success in specific, measurable terms, you're setting them up to fail. Here's the rule. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And if your team doesn't know exactly winning looks like, they're not going to win. So stop assuming people know what you want. Spell it out. What are the numbers? What does good performance look like? What happens if they hit it? What happens if they don't? When you get clear on expectations, performance goes up because now people know what they're aiming for. And the ones who care will hit it. Here's the next piece. Accountability without consequence is just a suggestion. You can set all the expectations you want, but if there's no follow through when someone misses the mark, your standards mean nothing. I'm not talking about being a tyrant. I'm talking about being consistent. If someone isn't performing and nothing changes, you just taught your entire team that the standards don't actually matter. And the high performers are watching. They see you let mediocrity slide, and it kills their motivation. Because why would they go above and beyond when the person doing half the work gets treated the same way? Accountability means you address issues immediately. You have the conversation. You give them a chance to step up. And if they don't, you make the hard call. Because keeping the wrong person on your team doesn't just hurt your revenue. It hurts everyone who actually shows up and doing the work. Now, here's where most leaders get this wrong. They think their job is to control everything, to be in every decision, to make sure it's done their way. That's not leadership, that's micromanagement, and it's killing your ability to scale. Real leadership is about developing people who can think and execute without you. It's about teaching them how to make decisions, solve problems, and take ownership. Because here's the reality. If your business can't run without you, you don't have a business. You have a job, and you'll never break through to the next level until you build a team that can operate independently. So stop doing everything yourself. Start asking your team questions instead of giving them answers. Push them to think critically. Give them ownership over outcomes, not just tasks. When you develop leaders on your team, your capacity multiplies, and so does your revenue. Here's the last thing, and this one is the one that most people miss. You have to lead by example. Your team is watching everything you do, how you show up, how you handle pressure, whether you do what you say you're going to do. If you're late, they'll be late. If you cut corners, they'll cut corners. If you make excuses, they'll make excuses. But if you show up with standards, with intensity, and with follow through, they'll match your energy. You can't expect your team to care more about your business than you do. You set the tone, you set the pace, and they will rise or fail to the level you demonstrate every single day. Leadership isn't complicated, but it's not comfortable either. It requires hard conversations, holding the line on standards, letting go of being liked, and focus on being effective. But when you get this right, everything changes. Your team performs, your systems work, and your revenue grows. So ask yourself this: are you leading in a way that drives results, or are you managing in a way that keeps people comfortable? Because one builds wealth and the other keeps you stuck. If this hit home for you, subscribe to the channel. I'm breaking down what actually works in business every single week. No theory, just real strategies from someone who's doing it. I'll see you on the next one.